Bryce Canyon National Park, where it looks like the Earth decided to build ice castles that refuse to melt. A place so unreal it feels like someone took a paintbrush to the desert and decided subtlety was overrated. This was our second stop on an epic road trip that would take us through some of the most beautiful landscapes in the American Southwest. From Zion to Arches to Monument Valley and the otherworldly White Pocket in Vermilion Cliffs National Monument. But Bryce was one that set the bar high, both in scenery and elevation. Bryce Canyon is the smallest of Utah's mighty 5 national parks, yet the second most visited. It's named after Ebenezer Bryce, a Scottish immigrant who built a road into the area so he could move his cattle more easily. Locals started calling it Bryce's Canyon, and well, the name stuck. Although we think the locals may have had double vision, as technically Bryce is not a canyon at all. It's a series of massive natural amphitheaters carved into the Ponchagant Plateau. The park covers a mere 56 square miles, but what it lacks in size, it makes up for in wow factor. Every year, over 2 million visitors come here to stand on the edge, gasp at the view, and question how rocks can look this dramatic without special effects. The real stars of Bryce are the Hoodoos, those tall, skinny rock spires that look like chess pieces, melted candles, or maybe real-life depictions from Pablo Picasso paintings during his Cubist period. Basically, when rainwater and ice tag team sandstone for a few million years, this is what you get. Mother Nature's version of abstract sculpture, without the pushy art gallery salesperson telling you how nice it would look in your home. Bryce Canyon has more hoodoos in one place than anywhere else on Earth. It's like the geological version of Times Square, with fewer billboards and way more jaw-dropping views. You can admire the hoodoos from the rim, and honestly that's worth the trip alone. But to really understand Bryce, you've got to hike into them. Our trail of choice? Starting down the Queen's Garden Trail, however we're going to go up the Navajo Loop Trail. So it's a 2.9 mile route that starts at Sunrise Point and winds you right down among the hoodoos. We liked starting with Queen's Garden since it's a gentle descent with spectacular open views of the hoodoos. A great way to ease your mind into this surreal world.
Crazy.
Along the way, we wander through some arches, tunnels, and go past formations so whimsical they even named one after a British monarch. We never spotted Her Majesty, but please let us know if you spotted her in the comments. Once you hit the bottom, you get a nice flat stroll in the woods before it connects to the Navajo Loop. And that's where the fun and the cardio really begins. If you're hiking in warm weather and the trail happens to be open, use the Wall Street section for the climb up. It's partially shaded, dramatic, and feels like stepping into another world. I promise you'll thank yourself later for saving the shaded section for last. Wall Street is Bryce Canyon's version of a slot canyon, towering orange walls that close in around you, twisting toward the sky. It's pretty much of a mystery how this place gets its name of Wall Street. It's one of the most photographed spots in the park, and once you're in it, you'll see why. The climb out at Navajo Point is steep, straight up through a series of switchbacks that look impossible from below. But it's not as bad as it looks. The switchbacks break up the climb, and before you know it, you're back on top, sweaty but victorious, and possibly a little dizzy from all the changes in direction. And when you turn around and look back down, it hits you. You've just walked through millions of years of geologic history and survived it before lunch. If hiking isn't your thing, don't worry. Bryce has plenty of scenic overlooks that deliver the wow factor without the workout. Natural Bridge is one of the highlights. It's a massive sandstone arch that looks like it was designed by an architect with a real flair for chewing the scenery. Rainbow Point at the end of the road is the highest point in the park. It has expansive views that can stretch over 100 miles on a clear day. It's a great spot to look back at all the park hoodoos and amphitheaters. Fairyland Point is the closest to the park entrance, but it has some great views of hoodoo tops and even has a trail if your legs and cardio are crying out for more abuse. If you're lucky enough to visit in October like we did, the fall colors are incredible. The golden aspens and fiery reds make the whole forest glow, making the park road much more dramatic. It's like Bryce decided to dress up for the season. There's a lodge right there in the park that offers rooms, cabins, a restaurant, and a gift shop. Because it's a small park, taking only a half-hour drive from the entrance to the end of the road, you won't kick yourself for not reserving early enough to get into the lodge and had to stay outside the park. We stayed at the Stone Canyon Inn in Tropic, Utah, just a short scenic 10-minute ride from the park entrance. From there, we were able to look into the amphitheaters of the park right from our cabin, complete with its own hot tub to recover from our perilous climb from among the hoodoos. Also, the Stone Hearth Grill right at the resort serves a great dinner, which we enjoyed both nights we stayed there. You need to get a separate dinner reservation if you want to eat there, but we were happy both evenings and recommend it highly. You'll definitely need the reservation because this is where the locals come for a great meal. You'll have to find breakfast in town since the restaurant at the resort isn't open in the morning. That's okay because there's a couple of fine breakfast places right in the town of Tropic. There are lots of hotels near the park entrance in Bryce Canyon City if you prefer being among the crowds and want to save 10 minutes of driving. We found that they can book up well ahead of time, so be aware of that during high visitation times. We'll definitely stay in Tropic when we visit again. If you're staying a longer period of time and find yourself in hoodoo overload, needing to break up your time in the park, here are some things to see nearby. We really enjoyed visiting Red Canyon just west of the entrance. They don't even try to make it a secret that this was the inspiration for Disneyland's Thunder Mountain Railroad. Another activity we'd recommend is to drive the scenic Highway 12 and take in all its natural wonders. We'll be making a separate video on driving that all-American road. You can even head further west to see Bryce's sister hoodoo showground, Cedar Breaks National Monument. It's like a smaller Bryce without the hikes through the hoodoos, but with better lighting at sunset since it's facing west. Bryce Canyon may be one of the smaller national parks, but it's got huge personality. From above, it's breathtaking. Hiking among the hoodoos, it's magical. Without the hikes, Bryce can feel a little bit like a one-trick pony, a very photogenic pony. But when you lace up your boots and get into the canyon, that's when the magic happened for us. It's a stunning place to start a Southwest adventure, full of color, character, and enough cardio to make you feel you've earned that post-hike burger and beer. Keep in mind that it's the highest elevation of Utah's mighty 5 national parks, so if you're coming from sea level, you may want to acclimatize at another park before visiting. We'd recommend Springdale at Zion if you're coming from the west, or Moab at Arches if you're coming from the east. This isn't a park that you just visit, it's one you climb into, photograph too much, and vow to return to, right after your legs forgive you and you've worked up your cardio. Please let us know in the comments if you've done the Queen's Garden Navajo Loop and agree with us, or if you prefer other hikes within Bryce. This was just one stop in our latest Southwest road trip. We'll be releasing videos on Arches National Park, Lake Powell and Rainbow Bridge, and the wild adventure of White Pocket and Vermilion Cliffs. If you don't want to miss these videos, hit that subscription button. We've got plenty more coming your way. Bryce Canyon, proof that art doesn't always come from building things up, it can also come from eroding things down. Thanks for watching.